Shalom Akim. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and Shalom to the sincere Akim, spreading truth and sincerity. Shalom. So today I had a short conversation with the great grandmother, of my daughter, on basically her mother's side. I had a conversation with her. And she's from Suriname. So she's a Jake. She goes back to one of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, man. Her forefathers, are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, according to their father's seed line, which I don't know precisely, where the great grandmother of my daughter goes back to, considered 12 tribes, but I do know that she's a Jake. And with her being a Jake, there are certain things that I see in her mannerisms, that just show that she's an Israelite, man. The scriptures talk about that that the Spirit bears witness. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. So with the understanding that we have of the scriptures, we are able to determine, who most likely is a Jake, man. And, also with the understanding of the scriptures, we understand the things that happened to our people, so we're able to, trace our people back, to, those that, were taken captive during the transatlantic slavery. But, also that, our people, go back to the native inhabitants of America, man, both North and South America. But also certain things that our people do, show that, they're Jakes, man. One of the things that, she's very religious, man. She prays a lot, she also, has certain ways with her food, that are in line with the scriptures, but she doesn't necessarily know that it goes back to the scriptures, man. So this is Romans chapter 8. It's like chapter 10, verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. So our people, within their spirit, there is a how you say that? There is a desire towards a higher power, man. Whether that is, towards, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, which that's, how it is supposed to happen in truth and sincerity according to our people. But you also have those, that are very forward in, basically very forward in, worshiping, these idols of these heathens, man. Me and another brother, we used to go MMA together. And there used to be this Turkish guy that trained there as well, but he was very, very, very much into Islam. But he was also very forward in his practice, man. So he had a desire to please a higher power. Most likely he was a Jake as well, man. His mannerisms and the things that he showed towards us. You see? So the third verse said, for they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness, are going about to establish their own righteousness, having not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. So our people that are not in the truth, and they don't know the 100% truth of the scriptures, they may do certain things that establish their own righteousness, man. That is not in the scriptures concerning how we are supposed to behave ourselves. And what I mean by that is, it's like one of the customs that the people of Suriname also have, and they link it towards spirituality, and they link it to something that is good. For instance, is the blossom, and the blossom that I spoke about in the previous video, in the video before that, which is the laundry detergent made out of soda or natron, to basically ward off evil. But that's nowhere in the scriptures, man. But they establish their own righteousness, thinking that what they're doing is actually good and correct, man. But they don't know the true righteousness of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You see, they don't know that, man. They don't have that. So going back to the great grandmother of my daughter, on her mother's side, the conversation that I had with her is she also said, like, hey, she was explaining to me that she had certain ailments and certain sicknesses this week. So I asked her. Basically, I didn't ask her. I told her, like, you should not eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, and shellfish, basically. Then she said, yeah, I understand, because that's trifu. Trifu is basically some sort of prohibition concerning foods, but it goes back to certain customs of Suriname, which they adopted from, if I go into the history, it goes back to West Africa, So she said she doesn't eat these things, and that she, being ignorant of the fact when she came to Holland, that she indeed was exposed to eating pork because of her aunt, but that she herself, doesn't eat it if she's aware of it. Here and there she ate the shrimp, but she said, like, yeah, I don't eat that often. It's been a while ago, and I told her, like, you should not eat that. Then she said, yeah, when I eat it, I get all kind of reactions, Then I told her, yeah, the thing that you explained is also in the Bible. We're not supposed to eat pork. We're not supposed to eat the shrimp, the crab, the lobster. Also not the fish without scales and fins. In Suriname, they call it, basically translated literally, smooth fish, gladde vis. They know not to eat it. But where do our people get that from, man? Where do our people? They say it's trefu, which is like food taboo. Let me see. This is from the Wikipedia, but this one is in in the Dutch. Let me see if I'm able to get it in the Dutch. Or it's like in the English. But here it says a trefu is a Surinamese. Let me just say the food prohibition, which goes back to an African origin. The trefu belief exist among certain groups of Afro-Surinamese, and it prohibits the consumption of specific nutrients because some might obtain certain diseases because of it. the name Trefu is directed from the Sranang Tongo, which Sranang Tongo is the Surinamese language, which according to the Wikipedia says, which originates from the Amsterdam Jewish word terefa, which if you go into that, it refers to the scripture where it talks about how we're not supposed to eat food that has been torn apart, by beasts, for instance. It says, if I'm correct in the Hebrew, it's let me see. If I'm correct, Tarapa. It's not ta. Let me see what the alphabet says. Salakia for this, it's a little bit through the spirit. Extra things are added onto this video that I, did not plan on talking about earlier. But Yaratazah, edifying, through the spirit. Let me see. I'm looking for the alphabet. Yeah, ta. Yeah, it's the ta. It says tarapa. Tarap. Let me see. The last letter is, the second last letter is tarapa. Which literally means to torn apart, as in a prey, and it goes back to food or other things that, according to Jewish customs, are unlawful. Basically means not lawful or not kosher or prohibited. Now I actually want to know what that word goes back to. I'm gonna look it up here. There's maybe I can find in the scriptures. Ta-ra. Can find it, but let me go back to the word unlawful. Leviticus chapter 11. Let me go to the word unclean. Unclean. Tama. Yartaza, I'll find that, and bring it out in another video. But going back to the trefu. So what it says over here is like, hey, it might be that Jake, got the trefu, from basically the Jewish slave owners that basically hold us captive, man. But that's nonsense, man. That's nonsense, man, because the scriptures goes into it, man. This is Romans 2:14, For when the Gentiles, and this is referring to the Israelite foreigners that are in a Gentile state of mind, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves. So even when the Israelite foreigners are in a Gentile state of mind, meaning they do according to the ways of the heathens, or they see themselves as heathens, when they do keep certain things that are contained in the scriptures that are in the law, they do these things that are according to the spirit in them, man. Because it says here, verse 15, we show the work of the law written in their hearts, man. Their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts demean while accusing or else accusing one another. You see, so within themselves, they know that actually what they're doing is the right thing to do, man. And it's all through the Spirit. It's within them to, try to do these things, man. Also another thing, if our people, try to shave the beard off, they get hella pimples, man. But when the heathens do that, they don't have those same issues. Man. So when you have the people from Suriname, trying to keep the trefu, which goes back to the food prohibition, they don't know where it comes from. They don't know where it comes from. But the thing is, they do keep it, or they try to do those things because, hey, it's all in the spirit, man. It's all in the spirit of Jake to do those things. It's written in them, man. You see? You see? It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. So yeah, let me see if I'm able to find the let me see. Torn apart. Let me see what it is. Torn apart. Salakia, torn. Leviticus 22 and 8. Leviticus 22 verse 8. That which died of itself or is torn with beasts, he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. I am the Lord Yahweh. Torn. Yeah, beautiful, man. Hear the word tarapa. It says that which is torn, animal torn. Tarap. Spoil. Yeah. So even the word trefu, which goes back to tarapa in the scriptures, it's in there, which is a biblical thing. But the word being used to describe that which Jake is doing is actually incorrect. Because this goes back to the scripture that says that which is torn or died of itself, we're not supposed to eat that and not defile ourselves by that. But the way Jake's described the trefu, that goes back, to that which is unclean to eat and unhealthy. You see, because I explained the great grandmother of my daughter also, like, hey, these things make you sick, and even though you ate it at a young age or you ate it later in life, those toxins are still in your body, man. That's why it also says in the scriptures, in the book of Proverbs, the fourth chapter, around the 20th verse, it says, verse 20, my son, attend to my words, incline thine ears unto my sayings. Which this is basically you're being told like, hey, follow the scriptures, man. Incline thine ears unto my sayings. Attend unto my words, the words of the scriptures. Let them not depart from thine eyes, keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. So, keeping the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai benefits the flesh that we have. It benefits this body. It keeps away sicknesses. And it prolongs life if the Most High allows that. Keep thou heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. You see? So yeah, that's the thing, man, because, she was, telling me like, hey, I got all these things, I got the saliva, the mucus, doctors wanted to prescribe me this, that, and the third, want to put me in the hospital, this, that, and the third. She was like, yeah, I can do that at home as well. I asked like, hey, did you take the ginger with the lime and the curcuma? She said no. Because the most time I did herbs, man. Most time I did herbs for the healing of the nations. For us to be benefited thereby, man. Also not eating those unclean things, but eating the lawful things that are in the scriptures is benefit unto us, man. So yeah, the main topic of this video is the fact that our people have a zeal to worship Yahweh, not Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but they have a zeal to worship a power, man. It's according to the Most High, whether He allows you to worship Yahweh Shem Yahushai, or whether He, steers your mind and directs you to worship something else, man. But it's within us, it's within our people, to want to worship, a creator, man. Something that's, higher, on a higher plane, man. If you know what I mean. So, for some Jakes, they go full out for the Allah guy, man. Others are full-fledged Jesus. They're going off, man. But the zeal is still there. The desire to worship. Jarzal, me and my family, man, we know what we worship, man. Of course, my daughter's still young. And I'm able to still raise her up, as long as the society, lasts. And learn her as much as possible, about Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But hey, the zeal is there for people to, want to be desirous for worship, man. And there are people also do certain things that they don't even know or understand is in the scriptures. But they do it anyway, man. Why? Because, hey, it's in their heart, man. It's in their minds. So yeah, Yartazai, this video was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And shalom to the sincere Akim, furnish truth and sincerity. Shalom.